Hi everyone, it's Lydia aka Thoroughly Rigid back at it again with another video. Okay, today we're gonna talk about apologies. So we're gonna take a few different routes with this. One route we're taking is the context of, or in the matter of, stop saying sorry and do better. Okay? Change your behavior. Don't be sorry, be better. Yeah? Look, it's good that you feel remorse. You should feel, if you do something that isn't the best, you should feel bad about it. Yeah, because that's an indicator that something needs to change and something needs to be better and it can be better. And you don't have to do that. And you shouldn't have done that. You know what I'm saying? And you should feel that because it's an indicator. It's an indicator. It's trying to tell you something good, something better. It's trying to show you a better way. Yeah? Okay. Now, it's obviously if you do something intentionally, unintentionally, you shouldn't be doing anything intentionally hurtful. But if you make a mistake, apologize. Of course, you feel bad, you feel guilt, apologize. No matter if the other person forgives you or not, get it off your chest, apologize. But most importantly, don't do it again. Okay? Don't do it again. Vice versa. If someone is always apologizing to you, that means they're always doing something apology worthy. Red flag. You know what needs to stop? Giving people pointers just for apologizing. Okay, yes, give people pointers for, coming to, but what matters the most is changed behavior. If they apologize and they do it again and again and again and again and again, they're either one, they're not sorry, or two, they don't care enough to change, or they're not capable of changing. And if it's either or, excuse me, do not distance yourself, please. Because I believe, people can change. I've said that before. People can change, yes. You're supposed to change. We grow, we evolve, we learn, we live, all right? You're going to naturally change. We're always changing in one way or another, okay? That's inevitable. But some people choose to stay the same. They choose certain things that they want to keep perpetuating. And it's not always good. Now, the people you should be staying away from is the people who do stuff that is hurtful to others or selfish and never apologize. That's a no. That goes without being said. You don't need that in your life. Come on. Especially if they turn the tables and try to make you apologize for something you didn't even do, or you didn't even do anything wrong, but you're trying to fix the problem, so you end up apologizing for them. In a way, it's like you're apologizing for them doing fuck shit. Like, no. No. That goes without saying, though. But what I'm talking about now is always apologizing. Take accountability, yes. And acknowledge when somebody else takes accountability as well. Because it does take a lot to take accountability, especially for some people. It takes a lot. But at the end of the day, you have to change your behavior. If you did something that is apology worthy, that needs to be apologized for, change. If somebody else does something and then apologizes to you, observe their behavior. Do they keep doing it? And obviously it depends on what it is, because if it's something that, this person is used to doing and only now they see it as a problem when it involves you, then that's a wake-up call for them, and that it's going to take them a bit to change. Give them grace, because when people are changing, it's a process. It is a process. Okay, it's not going to be, depending on how the person is, it's not easy for everyone. Okay, so obviously give people grace, but at the end of the day, are they making an effort? Are they actually trying to change? Are they capable of changing? Because the thing about it is, we're all capable of changing, but we have to believe that we're capable of change. And when people don't believe that they're capable of change, then they just made themselves incapable of change. Okay, but it's a mindset. It's a mindset, it's a perspective, it's a belief. Okay, and there are some people who truly do want to change but don't believe that they're capable of it. And so that hinders them. And so, yeah, give people grace, give observe, give them space to grow and learn. The first step is taking accountability and apologizing, yes, but at the end of the day, what truly matters is actions, not words, right? Because when you apologize, you're showing remorse. You're showing that you feel guilt. You're showing that you don't feel good about what you did, And if you're apologizing, then probably rightfully so. What matters the most for you, if you're the one apologizing, again, stop doing stuff that's apology worthy. Because, okay, one, if you are somebody who feels guilt and remorse, especially if you're sensitive, then you're hurting yourself too when you're doing something that's apology worthy. Okay, and I'm not saying like be perfect, don't make mistakes, and I'm talking about things that, habits and behaviors and stuff, and that you don't recognize, and you get a wake up call and you're like, okay, oh no, that wasn't good, and then one day you're like, oh, I can do better, I can be better, right? I'm talking about that, and it comes to a point where sometimes we have to be stubborn in certain things, in certain aspects, but in other, areas of life, it's like, okay, you gotta let it go. You gotta recognize that, take accountability to let that go, right? When you do something that's apology worthy and you feel that guilt and remorse, you're hurting yourself too. Because carrying guilt and shame is not good for you, and obviously whatever created that feeling isn't good for you or the other person, right? Do yourself a favor and stop doing stuff that is apology worthy, and stop being around people who are always doing stuff that is apology worthy. Okay? When you do something, it hurts you too. And when you're with somebody or around somebody who is always apologizing for things that they're doing, and they truly feel guilt and remorse, they're hurting themselves too. So my thing is like, look, it's best for both people to just, and grow, evolve. And sometimes people come into others' lives to ignite that change, because again, as I said previously, you may have a pattern, or you may sense a pattern in somebody else, excuse me, mom, and you may not tolerate that. You're like, nah, that doesn't fly with me. And this person is used to doing that. They're used to being around people who don't care. It doesn't affect them, but it affects you. And so you're there to give them a wake-up call, like, hey, that's not okay. You could do better. Like, I don't know why you're acting like that. And then they're like, oh, I've never felt bad about this. Now I feel bad. And so if they apologize and they change their behavior, great, bueno, okay? That's amazing. But if you're around somebody who is always just like, I'm sorry, and it's the same thing over and over again, or it's different things, who fucking knows? Like, let it go. Distance. Okay, enough. Enough is enough. An apology doesn't really mean anything until that action is changed or ceases to exist. The action that, or the words or whatever that, were said to warrant an apology. Again, it's not about, never making a mistake or whatever. And the thing about it is, if somebody does something, that hurts your feelings or whatever, unintentionally, they step out of line, or, they do something that is like, okay, I'm not tolerating that, I'm not doing that, and they apologize and they change their behavior, it'll bring you two closer. People also, again, that's why I say have patience and understanding and empathy. Don't stretch it out too much, because the wrong people will take advantage of that, but the right people will use that as a chance to do better and be better. And the thing about it is, when you change behaviors that can potentially hurt people or that have hurt people, you're doing yourself a favor too. You're becoming a better person. And that's the whole point of conflicts with others to show you, to mirror back to you something that needs to be changed within you. Because yeah, if it's hurting somebody else, then it's hurting you too. It's not good for you either. And so use that as an opportunity to become a better person. And if you need to be that catalyst for somebody else, so be it. Don't enable people, okay? Stop enabling people because you're not helping them. When you're over forgiving and you give people too many fucking chances, you're not helping them. You're enabling them. You're saying it's okay to suck and be a bad person and keep making the same fucking mistakes over and over again and being dumb. Because I always say stupidity is when you know the solution and you still choose a problem. You still choose to have that problem. You still choose not to solve the problem. Okay, I always say that. So it's like, you're not teaching them anything. You're keeping them dumb. So do yourself a favor, you know, and step into that role, even if it's bittersweet, so that you can help that person become better. And now you have stronger boundaries. Now you know you did somebody a favor by putting them in their place. Okay? And you don't have to be harsh with it. You just have to be honest. That's it. Okay, voila, that is the final look. Okay. Yeah, don't be sorry, be better, but also apologize if you need to, and give people grace as they change and evolve and wake up to, you know, whatever they need to be better about. You know, there are people who are catalysts for your change by showing you areas where you need to change and improve, and sometimes it includes hurt feelings, you know, to feel that guilt and remorse and be like, oh, okay, that needs to change. I need to not do that again. That doesn't feel good for either of us. And you know, sometimes you're that catalyst for other people as well. And you know, once the apologies are given out and the behavior is changed, you usually grow closer and you become better people through the process. So yeah, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Comment down below whatever you want to say down there. Subscribe for more. I love y'all and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.